Okay, now we've completely finished the top of the flower, the top layer of petals. We're going to start putting the foundation in so that we can build the layer, the larger petals that sit behind it. And we're going to do that by working behind the petals. So I just want to show you how to do that. I'm using cranberry and we're back to a 4mm hook. So there's a couple of hook changes in this, or one hook change at least. So just keep your eye out for that. This is where those marked stitches that we did earlier are going to come into play. And what we're going to do, we're going to be working from the front, but we're going to work behind the petals. And that sounds very counterintuitive, doesn't it? But this is how to do it. I'm going to just take the tip of this petal and fold it down so that that marked stitch is exposed. And I will put my hook into that marked stitch and remove the stitch marker, because else it gets too crowded. Okay, and I will attach my yarn by pulling up a loop. Secure that with another chain and we're ready to go. So that's now joined with right side facing, but it's joined behind the petal. Okay, so we have we've joined the yarn. We're going to put 1 double crochet into that same space. That's our proper stitch. That's our first stitch. And we will now do 4 chain. And we will skip this first double crochet, spike double crochet, skip that altogether, but we're going to work into the back of this next spike double crochet. Okay, I'm going to pull that forward and we're going to just work a double crochet into there. So I'm going behind both legs of that spike double crochet and making a double crochet there. Okay, so that's, you can't see it from the front at all, but from the back it's joined nice and neatly. 4 double crochet again. I'm sorry, 4 chain, I beg your pardon, 4 chain. And we're back to the middle of a petal, so fold that forward and we're going to make a double crochet into the leftover loop. So put my hook in. Remove. Oh, that came with me. Remove that, make your double crochet in there and repeat that little pattern all the way around. So 4 chain into the back of the long spike stitch. In fact, it's the center, isn't it, of the double crochet 3 together, but you know what I mean, all the way around, working into those leftover loops. And those long stitches. There we go. All the way around. There we go. And when we eventually get there, we will slip stitch to join. Oh, one more to go. One more to go. Okay, and we're now ready to slip stitch into our first stitch to join. We're continuing working with this colour, so I won't fasten off yet. But if we look at the back, it should look a little bit like your the pictures on your pattern. We can take those stitch markers out now. There we go. So you can see we've made a sort of square. Well, it is a square, isn't it? We've made a square joining in the behind the very long spike stitches and joining into the leftover back loops from the, what round was that? Round 3. Right, let's move on. Right, we're still working with the right side facing us. So I'm going to fold this forward just so you can see what's happening here. To get where we need to go, we're just going to slip stitch into that next chain space because we need to be in that chain space to start. And we're going to 1 double crochet into that chain space. So we've got a few stitches happening now, and they're all going to go into the top of this double crochet that we made. It's the one that's anchored to the very long stitch at the center of the double crochet 3 together. So we've got 1 treble going in the top there, and then 5 double treble. And because it's going to crowd that stitch, it's going to fan out really beautifully. Whoops. Okay, there's the 5 double treble, and 1 more treble into that stitch. Oops. And then we will make 1 double into the next chain space. Okay, and what that will do is that will pull that fan around, and you see, and so it will just stand proud of the petals at the front, and you'll start to be able to see this layering effect coming through. So that's how you create those petals. We're then going to repeat that actually all the way around. You've got some chains between, but it's not complicated at all from this point. So I will leave you to read your pattern and get that done, and we'll meet at the end. Okay, so that's cranberry round finished. You can just see the little bases of the next petals poking out between the existing petals, and if I turn it over from the back, they're much more visible. You can see the structure that we made before working to help us build the new layer of petals. So we're going to carry on building on those petals and move on to round 7.